Hey, this is Linda Chapman, and today I'm going to talk to you about a subject that comes up quite a bit when I'm, talking to different women, especially other women in business. And they ask me because I'm in a male-dominated industry, and I'm in a male-dominated industry because I'm in federal government contracts, which means I do a lot of work with military bases and companies where the owners are service disabled vet or veteran-owned companies. So for 22 years, I've been working with men, majority men, and now that I'm getting more involved with women-owned businesses because more women are coming into the federal acquisition space because of a lot of the, set-asides that are for them. But one of the things that keeps coming up over and over is how do you maintain your femininity when you are around men all the time? And one of the things I tell people all the time is no matter what you do, be comfortable in your own skin. If you're normally, flirty, and that's who you are, and you feel that if you tone that down, you'd be losing a piece of yourself, you're not going to come across as confident. You need to find a medium. If it's having an impact on your business, then you need to look at how can I, change my presentation and still communicate what it is I want to communicate effectively. So you have to find that balance. I think that you have to gauge your audience, especially in dress. I mean, geographically, dressing, you can be, and when I go to Washington, D.C., I tend to be ultra conservative. In Atlanta, not so much, because there are just certain things that are allowed here that I would probably say nowhere else in the country you can get away with and still it be very, very professional. So you gauge that. But the first thing you want to do is you want to be comfortable. You just be who you are. Don't try to overdo it. Don't necessarily try to underdo it. Don't practice it how you're going to talk or if you're going to be different in a male environment. You have to come across as being confident. You have to come across as communicating your point. And you don't want the distractions. You don't want people paying attention to something other than what you're trying to communicate. So for me, I hear all the time that I, look like a woman and I think like a man. I think it is. No, act like a woman, I believe it is. That act like a woman and think like a man. And I hear that from women and men. And I'm not real sure if they're complimenting me or not. But it is a fact. I strive for tough but fair. I don't come across as overly anything. I'm just Linda. And in being Linda, I'm always to the point. I'm direct. And you can be that without being argumentative. You can come across, you can make your point without being argumentative. And I think that so many women try to be hard or go hard when they are in a male-dominated industry or when they're presenting in front of a group of men, and it comes across as forced. So what you want to do is you want to strive for getting your point across. And if you can do that in the way that feels best to you, and that you feel you're most confident, there's not a good way or bad way. It is right for you. But be prepared for the consequences. Because if you are overly flirty and you're not getting the deals closed, and you think that maybe you take a step back and be a little bit more conservative, then you have to weigh the option of, oh, I'm just going to be me and not close the deal, or make some small adjustments that may be more beneficial to your bottom line. So again, I'm in a male-dominated industry. I'm sure many of you are as well, or at least are presenting to men on a continuous basis. So I say, go for direct, go for strong. And go to communicate exactly what you came to communicate, and don't get distracted, and don't let other people get distracted. One of the things that I'm most conscious of is when I'm dealing with a man who's married, and we're in social events now. Everything we do is social events, and we're at a party, we're at an event, and sometimes in the social event we're laughing, we're talking, and we're and we're putting them on, hitting them or touching them. That's just not appropriate. That's not appropriate in any environment. And so I think we should probably, at least I am aware of that, because I want a man's wife to feel comfortable when she knows that we're conducting business, and you know, not that people think one way or the other, but it tends to go there sometimes. So if you make a conscious effort of being appropriate, I think that you can still get your point across and close the deal. And that's what we all want to do. We want to close the deal.